Croix or pub to the PlayStation VR PSN sale. There's over £300 worth of deals in this video, so watch the whole video, like and subscribe so you'll never miss another deal again and you'll save a load of money. This sale ends on the 8th of September, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals, and they're all VR games, so if you don't have a PSVR you won't be able to play them. But hey, if you want to watch the video anyway, you'll get to see all the cool games you're missing out on. So let's look at the games. Our first VR game is Along Together. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 60% discount for the price of £4.79, which is pretty decent. This is a VR puzzle platformer with no move controller support, so you don't need them to play the game. In VR, you play a young girl's imaginary friend, helping her explore different worlds in search of her missing dog Rishu. You interact with her environment, moving, grabbing, shooting and more to help her along her journey. This looks like a pretty decent family-friendly VR platformer, so if you've got a kid, or you just like platformers, then you'll get a lot of fun out of this game. It may not be the most exciting premise for a game, but hey, it looks pretty well made, and a decent amount of fun at this price. And in VR, everything's better. These sorts of games are fun no matter how simple they are usually. So why not take a look at it if you like the sound of that. Next we have Apex Construct. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99. Which is awesome for this quality of a game. This is an action-adventure RPG, where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game you explore a shattered future, where two AI are locked in an endless war, and you must explore and solve puzzles to reveal the world's secrets, collecting resources to upgrade your weapons and equipment along the way. This game was created from the ground up for VR, and it was really well reviewed when it came out. It looks really good, and it looks like a proper adventure where you actually have to interact and puzzle things around, with really cool combat that's bow based, so there's a lot of skill in it as well. I bought this game myself on sale a little while ago, and I still haven't got around to playing it yet, but I'm really looking forward to when I do. Next up is Arcas Path VR. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 60% discount for the price of £5.59, which is really good. This is a VR puzzle game with no move controller support, so you can play it with whatever controllers you have. In this game you're trapped within the simulated world of Arca, and it's up to you to find a path through the labyrinth and break free. It features hands-free gameplay using just your head, with 25 levels and experimental electro music. This looks like a really cool little puzzle game, and it kinda reminds me of Marble Madness in the olden days, so if you played that you'll get what I'm on about, as you roll a ball around ever increasingly difficult levels in your attempt to escape. So if you're looking for a bit of old school gameplay, or you've never played a game like this, you might want to take a look at it, especially if you enjoy puzzle games. Archangel is next. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £8.99, which isn't bad. This is an on-rail shooter with move controller support, and it lets you step into the cockpit of a 6-story mech as the spearhead of the United States Free Forces war against the mechanized forces of Human X, a tyrannical corporation that rules post-apocalyptic America. Ordinarily, this would be a pretty mediocre on-rail shooter, but in VR a lot of games are better, including this. There's nothing like being in the cockpit of a 6-story mech that make things more interesting, right? In any case, if you enjoy on-rail shooters, or you like the idea of being in a mech, this is one of the games you should look at, although there are others on PSVR as well. Next up is Battle Wake. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £7.49, which is really good. This is a VR pirate ship combat simulator with move controller support, which makes it really cool to play. In this game you get to pick one of 4 pirate lords in solo, co-op and PvP VR ship combat. It features 13 real and fantastical ship weapons, and you get to earn gold to upgrade your ship and skill set. And it includes a load of VR comfort settings for new VR players as well, so it's pretty friendly for everyone. This is pretty much your only option if you like ship combat in VR, and it's a really good one, so you should definitely take a look at it if you're interested. Our next VR game is Blind. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on at least a 60% discount for the price of £7.99 or £3.99 with PS Plus, which is an awesome deal if you've got PS Plus. This is a puzzle psychological thriller with move controller support, which is really cool, where you play as a young woman who wakes up blind in a strange room with no memories. Goaded by the sinister warden, you must use echolocation to explore a frightening mansion, solving puzzles along the way to find out what's going on and escape. This looks like a great game for brave VR players who like psychological thrillers or horror in VR. That's not me. It scares me too much. But hey, if that's what you like, this looks like a really good game for you. You should definitely check it out at this price. A really cool art game next, Cool Paint VR. It was released in 2018, so 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is a pretty good deal. Luckily, this game has move controller support because it's pretty much essential for an art game, where you get to paint in a 3D space with a large collection of brushes, primitive shapes, particles, and many stunning effects. It features custom audio via your own USB stick, and share or download your own art via their website. This looks like a really awesome game, and I'm sure it's one of those ones where if you're artistic, you will have a lot of fun in this, and you'll create some really cool and interesting things with it as well. And the fact that you get to share stuff on their website is really good. It's going to build a lot of community around this game, and you'll see a lot of cool things made by that community, I'm sure. On a side note, the deluxe edition is also on sale, and that includes the DLC for it, but the DLC has really bad reviews, so if you really want the DLC, then pick up the deluxe edition, but in general it doesn't look like it's worth having, which is why I'm recommending just picking up the base version. So if you're artistic and you like cool games like this, you'll love this. If you've got a PSVR unit, you really will. One of my favourites is next, Creed Rise to Glory. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 60% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really awesome. This is a VR boxing game that requires move controllers, so if you don't have move controllers, you can't play it. In this game, it follows the story of the first Creed movie, and you get to train under Rocky to become the best boxer around. It includes a full gym with a ton of boxing exercises for you to do, so if you just want to keep fit, it's got a virtual gym for you to do that. And then it's also got exhibition matches with a load of the boxers from the movie, and as a cool bonus, it threw in the classic characters as well. So you get to fight Rocky, Apollo Creed, Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago, all of the big hitters from back in the day. I've completed this game, and it's hands down the best boxing game on PlayStation VR. I can't say enough good things about it. If you don't own it and you're in any way interested, then just do yourself a favour and buy it now. Next is a game I didn't even know existed, Doom 3 VR Edition. It was released in 2021, so it's brand new, and is on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really good considering it's brand new. This VR FPS supports aim controllers, which is awesome because the aim controller is the best way to play first-person shooters. I have one and I absolutely love it. It's criminal that not all VR FPSs support it, it really is. In any case, this edition includes both DLC expansions as well, the Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Mission, so you're getting the complete game as well, which is great. In this game, a demonic invasion has overwhelmed the Union Aerospace Corporation's Martian research facility, and as one of the few surviving Marines with an arsenal of deadly weapons, you must fight your way to hell and stop the invasion. This is basically the entire Doom 3 game completely converted to VR, which is awesome. If you're a Doom fan, this is essential for you. And if you're a VR fan and you don't have many first-person shooters, this is a full game recreated in VR. You can't ask for much more. It's a dream come true. Really is. Well worth checking out. And on a side note, Doom VFR is also on sale for £4.28, 67% discount, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. But it's not a full game. It was made for VR, but it's quite short and it's more like a VR experience than a full-on game. So in my mind, you're better off buying this. But if you're a big Doom fan and you want both of them, then it's on sale as well, so check it out too. A musical game next, Electro Notes. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £5.09, which is really good. This is a VR DJ music synthesis game, where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game you get to become one with the beat, and create music no matter your skill level. It features over 80 songs from top artists, like Childish Gambino, to sample from, and remix into your own creations. This game's even been used for live performances at places such as EDC, E3 and XSSW, so it must be capable of making some pretty decent songs if it's been used for live events in the past, even if they were publicity events. This looks like a really awesome VR game for any creative audio fans out there. You'll have a lot of fun with this if that fits your personality. Next up is a really good VR game, Farpoint. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really good. This game doesn't support move controllers, which is normally disappointing, but it supports the aim controller and it was made for it, so it's way better really, if you've got one that is. This VR first-person shooter is set after the scientific research of an anomaly goes wrong and you end up marooned on a hostile alien planet. where your only hope is to stay alive while locating other survivors from the space station and escape together. The game features online co-op and now includes new online versus mode and 3 new maps, so it's added a lot of free content since it came out, which is really great to see. I've played some of this game and I really enjoyed it. It's absolutely amazing. The atmosphere is awesome. It really makes you scared and feel on edge when playing it. But I have been playing it with the aim controller, which is amazing, but obviously makes it better for me than it is for you if you don't have one. So keep that in mind when considering this game. But either way, it's a premium AAA sci-fi FPS made for VR, which is awesome. There's not many of these around, so if you've got a PSVR headset and you want a first-person shooter, this is one of the best, so why not think about it? Next we have Final Assault. It was released in 2020, so it's only 1 year old, and is on a 50% discount for the low price of £3.99, which is really good. This is a VR RTS, where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them, you can't play it. In this game, you get to command jeeps, tanks and artillery in massive ground battles as the sky erupts in bullets, flak and fighter plane dogfights. You even get to control bombing runs and airstrikes, while deploying your ground troops to win the battle. Now there's not a lot of RTS games on VR, and this is a really decent one, especially for the price. I really can't fault the look of it. It looks like great fun, and it's at such a cheap price that if you're a fan of RTS, you really should take a look at it, because you're not going to get a better deal than this really. Next up is a very interesting game, Groundhog Day Like Father Like Son. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 50% discount for the price of £6.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and I think it's the first time it's been on sale as well. This is a VR puzzle game where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game you return to your hometown. Just like your dad, you become stuck in a time loop, and now you must explore the town, interacting with old and new characters, solving puzzles, and try to escape the time loop. It features multiple branching storylines, which will make it really good for replayability and multiple run-throughs. I mean, to me, it basically sounds like a game of the movie, but without having to pay the full money for the full license. They basically just have the name, and they've made a story where it's basically the same thing without it being the same thing. Which is great, because for fans of Groundhog Day, or Bill Murray, you'll be really interested in this. And to be honest, I kind of am, because the idea of being stuck in a time loop in a town, and you being able to relive it over and over again, but experience different things based on what you do, that's the sort of thing that VR was designed for. It really is. It seems like such a cool idea, and I really look forward to playing it at some point. Our next VR game is Headmaster. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on at least a 50% discount for the price of £7.99 or £6.39 with PS Plus, which isn't bad. This is a VR heading game with no move controller support, which doesn't matter for this game. So welcome to the Football Improvement Centre, where you will undergo an intensive re-education in football heading skill. It features 40 levels, local 6-player multiplayer, and only requires your head to play, which is why I said it doesn't matter about the motion controller support. This game looks like a pretty cool game, and it looks like a good one for new people to VR because you only need to use your head and everybody can understand the game without it needing to be explained or learning the controls. So it looks very user friendly, and probably really good for kids or parties because of the local multiplayer as well. In any case, if you like football, or you just like the idea of this game, why not take a look at it? It seems pretty decent. Up next is Knockout League. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £4.79, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, as it's usually much more expensive. This VR boxing game requires move controllers, so if you don't have them you can't play it. And that's the way it should be, because in a VR boxing game, why would you want to play it any other way? In any case, this game's an arcade boxing game where you fight a cast of crazy characters to become the champion of the Knockout League. It features a punch-out style game with training modes, and the training bag DLC is also on sale for £1.24 or 50% discount. But I kinda think it should have been included for free, because it looks like a mini game or a training game that they took out of the main game and then sold it as DLC. I mean, that's what it looks like to me anyway, so if you want it, then get it, but I just think it shouldn't have been a DLC in the first place. But in any case, if you don't like the sound of Creed, because you're a nut job, then you might like this game instead. But to me, it's more of a complementary game than a replacement for Creed. Creed's just amazing, buy that instead, really. It's got more modes, a better AAA budget, and it's got Rocky in it. Like, do I really have to explain it? A cool game is next, Operation Warcade. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. This is a VR on-rail shooter with move controller support, which is really cool. In this game you get to experience the ultimate VR remake of an arcade classic. You get to play the original 6 levels and final boss in a VR arcade cabinet in the classic mode, or you can play 108 missions across 36 levels inside the game world in full VR in the more modern mode of the game. And I have to say that's amazing, because they could have just cheaped out and done a VR version of the original game, which would have been cool in itself, but the fact that they added in a whole new mode, which is huge, and includes a ton of new levels and content, it's just really good. It's a really cool game, brought back to the future, and it's ideal for VR, and a really good value proposition. So if you're a fan of the original classic Operation Wolf, or you like on-rail shooters, you should definitely take a look at this, because it's really cheap and it's got a lot of cool content included, with 2 completely different modes as well. Well worth considering. We have some DLC next, Pinball FX2 VR Universal Classics Pinball. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £4.79, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. And these are usually pretty expensive, so considering it's a movie license DLC as well, that's not bad. This DLC adds 3 movie classic themed pinball tables to your Pinball FX2 collection, and they're of really legendary movies as well. The 3 tables are based on Jaws, Back to the Future, and E.T., so they're really good licenses and really attractive tables. So if you already own the base game and you've wanted these tables, then pick them up now because it's a really good deal. And on a side note, there are other DLC on sale as well, so you can check them out as well if you're interested for more tables. But they're not as good of a deal as these Universal Classic ones, so you might want to think about that before you buy all of them. I've had an eye on this game for a while, Redmata. It was released in 2018, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for a price of £7.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and the first decent discount I've seen. This is a story-driven VR puzzle game where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it, which is great because this game really needs them and it makes the game so much better. In a dystopian sci-fi Cold War, you are an astronaut agent Epsilon dispatched to one of Saturn's moons to investigate an abandoned shady enemy research base, solving puzzles to uncover the dark secrets of the facility. This game looks like really high quality, made specifically for VR, with great graphics, really cool interactive puzzles, and just in general a really good game for VR. Like I said, I've been keeping an eye on this for a while because it looks amazing, and I really can't wait to pick it up at some point. Definitely check it out if you enjoy puzzle games or adventure games, because if you like those sorts of games, I really think you'll enjoy this one. Up next is one of my favourite VR games that I've ever completed, Robinson the Journey. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £6.24. Which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and it's a really good deal for the quality of the game. There's no move controller support with this game, so all you need is the normal controller. This is a VR adventure game where you play as Robin, a child whose escape pod crash lands on an alien world. Alone and scared, you must explore the dinosaur-infested jungles with your AI friend Higgs, searching for other survivors to help you survive and call for help. I got this on launch with the PSVR, and I have to say it's hands down one of my favourite VR adventures I've played on it. Being up close with dinosaurs is amazing, and equally horrifying because once you've been chased through the jungle by a pack of raptors, you get a bit of perspective on life. Seriously though, this game is great. I really would like a sequel, but they canned the team after they finished this game, so it's never going to happen, and my soul dies a little bit every day because of it. Nah, I'm only joking. The Voodoo Doctor saved it. Anyway, take a look at this game if you like VR adventures. You can't go far wrong, it's awesome. Especially if you love dinosaurs, you'll really enjoy it. The next game looks really awesome. Sacrolith the Archer's Tale. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 65% discount for the price of £5.59, which is really pretty good. This is a VR bow adventure, where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them, you can't play it. Which is great again because this game really needs it and it makes it so much better. In this game you must help your brothers find the Sacrolith, which has the power to control dragons. It features an immersive story, VR bow and magic attacks, 3 character classes, and raging battles with instant travel around the maps. This looks like a really awesome game that I'm surprised I'd never heard of before, because it looks like a genuinely good adventure game, where you travel around with your brothers, helping them out, firing your bow, and just taking part in some awesome battles. It just looks like a really cool fun game with a decent story. So if you always wanted to be a medieval archer, or you like going on medieval adventures, you'll probably really enjoy this game, so why not check it out? Cyrento VR is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £10.49, which is okay. This VR FPS action game requires move controllers, so again, if you don't have them, you can't play it. This game is set in a reimagined near-future Japan, where you play as a silent one who still practices the ancient ways of the samurai and ninja, and now you must stop an evil organization behind a series of terrorist attacks before they conquer the whole of Japan. This game looks really awesome, the action and gameplay looks top notch, and it looks like a really good VR game. If you're looking for a VR FPS, then take a look at this because it's one of the best, and it looks like real good quality. Next up is another art game, Sculpt VR. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £7.19, which is pretty good. This VR art game requires move controllers, which is great, but again, if you don't have them, you can't play it. This game allows you to sculpt art in full VR with hundreds of shapes, smoothing, carving, painting, and even copy or paste. It features a variety of sculpting materials and the ability to upload and share your creations online, so that should be a lot of fun for people who are really creative and enjoy sharing stuff. This is pretty similar to the other art games on VR, except that it's sculpting, whereas the others are painting. So there is a difference, and the things you create do look different, and it has different abilities, with you having actual materials to sculpt out of, instead of painting with different colours, etc. So it does offer something different than the other games, but again, it's something that if you're artistic, you'll really enjoy, and you'll get a lot of fun out of this game, so you should definitely take a look at it. You'll probably really enjoy it. Next up is my star buy, The Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown. This game's on at least a 60% discount for the price of £6.39 or £3.99 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an absolute steal if you've got PS Plus. I even bought it myself, it's that good a deal. This VR RPG adventure has move controller support, and it brings tabletop gaming to life, where you sit at the magical table that transforms to show you the adventure of a lifetime. It features a fully narrated dungeon master, over 24 encounters, an adaptive story, and a tactical turn-based combat system. This is basically D&D board gaming, but in VR with a magic table that constructs and reveals the world you're playing. I mean, it's basically a dream come true for anyone that likes Dungeons and Dragons or other tabletop games like that. I mean, it's my star buy for a reason. It's an awesome game with a cool idea at a really good discount. Like I said, I've picked it up myself. I can't wait to play this game. I just really like the idea of it. This is the sort of thing VR was designed for, and I can't wait to play it. And the final VR game is The Mage's Tale. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £7.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good price. Move controllers are required to play this VR adventure, so if you don't have them, you can't play it. And in this game, a corrupted wizard, Gaufroy, has kidnapped your master, and only you can travel through the 10 dungeons, deciphering puzzles and slaying monsters in order to find and save him before it's too late. This looks like a pretty decent RPG for VR. The graphics look pretty decent and the gameplay looks really cool. The only thing that concerns me is it says 10 dungeons. Now, are they big dungeons or small dungeons? I don't know, but the game's really highly reviewed, and in VR, a lot of games are great, even if they're not as long as normal games. So hey, if you like RPGs in VR, then you'll definitely want to take a look at this. But it's not the only VR RPG. There's plenty to choose from, so you might want to take a look around if you're not too sure. And that's all the games I have for you from the PlayStation VR PSN sale. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll never miss another sale, and you'll save yourselves a load of money. But what did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones? Did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or was something else a better pick? Throw all of your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, and if you don't have a PSVR headset, I hope you're so jealous you'll buy one because it's awesome. Or maybe at this point you should just wait for the second one because that's supposed to be out next year. So I guess you'll just have to deal with your tears of jealousy until then. Anyway, I hope you guys saved yourselves a lot of money, and I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.